Okay, so if you've ever learned even a little bit of Mandarin, you know one word for goodbye, 再见, right? But what happens when that's the only one you know? Well, today we're going to fix that. We're diving into 12 essential farewells that will make you sound way more natural, more polite, and just more connected to the culture. I mean, think about it for a second. In English, you probably wouldn't say, farewell, my dearest friend, to someone you're going to see in an hour, right? And you'd probably think twice before hitting your CEO with a casual later dude. Language is all about context, and Chinese is no different. And that right there is the heart of what we're talking about today. See, choosing the right farewell in Chinese isn't just about showing off your vocabulary. It's about emotional intelligence. It sends a message. It tells the other person that you understand your relationship, you get the situation, and you care. It's a small detail that honestly makes a huge difference. Okay, so let's start with the foundation. This is the first goodbye pretty much every single learner masters, and for a really good reason. You can think of it as your safe bet, your universal key that fits almost any lock. And that, of course, is Zàijiàn. Let's hear it. Zàijiàn. It literally breaks down to again, see, or see you again. It is perfectly neutral. You can use it with your friends, your boss, the person at the corner store, literally anyone. It is never, ever wrong. But you know what? It's also just the starting line. So if your goal is to stop sounding like a textbook and start sounding like you actually hang out with people, you need some phrases for just normal, everyday life. These are the casual goodbyes that'll help you really connect with friends. First up, we've got one you might even recognize just by hearing it. Bye-bye. Say it with me. Bye-bye. Yep, you guessed it. It's a loan word, straight from the English bye-bye. It is super common, especially in bigger cities and with younger folks. Imagine you're leaving a group of friends at a cafe. This is the perfect, breezy way to do it. Next up, we have hui tou jiàn. Let's try that one. Hui tou jiàn. This basically means catch you later. But, and listen, this is a big one, you should only use it if you genuinely mean you'll see them again very soon. Like later that same day. Don't say it unless you actually plan on meeting up again in a bit. Now, this next one is awesome because it's less of a single phrase and more of a formula, a kind of plug-and-play goodbye. It starts with Míng jiàn, which means see you tomorrow. But the brilliant part is you can just swap out the time word. Leaving for a quick coffee break, 一会儿见, see you in a moment. Leaving the office on a Friday, 下周见, see you next week. So easy, right? And of course, for our modern world, here's a crucial one for texting. 有空再聊. One more time. 有空再聊. It means something like, let's chat again when we're free. And it is the perfect, polite way to end a WeChat conversation when you've got to run without sounding rude or abrupt. All right, let's shift gears a little. What about situations that need a little more care, a little more politeness? This is where goodbyes start to show real consideration for other people, which is a huge cornerstone of Chinese culture. Okay, this is one of my personal favorites. 慢走,慢走. Now, literally, this means walk slowly. And I know that might sound a little weird, but it's something a host says to a guest who is leaving their home. It's this really beautiful expression of care, like saying, watch your step or get home safe. Now, for a phrase that carries some real emotional weight, 保重,保重. This is a very sincere, very heartfelt take care. You would never use this for a coworker you're going to see tomorrow morning. No, this is for when someone's going on a long trip, or moving away, or maybe even if they're feeling unwell. It shows deep, genuine concern for their well-being. And speaking of travel, if you want to wish someone bon voyage, you can use this beautiful 4-character idiom, 一路顺风. Let's try it. 一路顺风. It literally means, may you have favorable wind the whole way. What a poetic and warm way to wish someone a smooth, safe journey. All right, let's level up. We're moving into the formal, professional world now. These are the phrases that are going to make you sound sophisticated and respectful, whether you're in a business meeting or at an official event. In pretty much any professional setting, you absolutely need this phrase. 再联系,再联系. This is your go-to for let's keep in touch. It's the perfect, polite, and professional way to wrap up a business meeting or a networking chat. Now, this is really interesting. Pay close attention here, because this slide highlights a super subtle but crucial difference. On the left, you have 失陪, which is like saying, excuse me for a moment. You use this when you're just temporarily leaving a group, like at a dinner party when you need to take a quick phone call.
But on the right is 告辞. That means I take my leave. This one is for when you are officially leaving the whole event for good. You can see how mixing those up could get a little awkward, right? And finally, for a touch of class or maybe a little drama, there's 后会有期.后会有期. This means we will meet again someday. It's very formal, almost cinematic. You'll hear it all the time in historical dramas. It implies that you're certain you'll meet again, even if you have no idea when that will be.
So, wow, we've gone all the way from a casual bye-bye to a very formal I take my leave. The final step, of course, is putting it all together. So here's your action plan. The most crucial point of all this is knowing which tool to use for which job. Let's just run through a couple of key scenarios. So you're leaving a business meeting? You're going to say 再联系. A good friend is about to travel? Wish them 一路顺风. Need to excuse yourself from a dinner table for a minute? 适配. And if you're the host saying goodbye to your guests, you tell them 慢走. This is your practical go-to guide. So why does all this really matter? Because mastering these phrases isn't just about speaking better. It actually sharpens your listening skills. You'll start to pick up on the subtle relationships between people just by hearing how they say goodbye to each other. And when you speak, you're going to come across as more thoughtful, more confident, and just way more culturally fluent. So, after all that, the big question isn't just about what you learned, but what you're going to do with it. The very next time you're ending a conversation in Mandarin, just pause for a second. Think about the context, the person, the situation, and then choose the perfect phrase. So I'll leave you with this. How will you say goodbye?